Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Age of Wonders Planetfall. So, I haven't advanced this game at all since the last playthrough because, as I said, if you watched the last video, the enemy have become really irritating, and that's an understatement, just moving up and down in the same area, doing nothing at all, just in great number. Like the Sand People in Star Wars, they came back in greater number, but didn't do anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to prime our Doomsday weapon. You do that in operations. You have to find the right thing. I don't know what it's called here. Dimensional Rift. If you can't work out which one it is, it's going to be the one where it says something like that thing at the bottom. It originates from different places because you've built however many. So if you know you've built one in one place, that's what it's going to say, and we've built 3, so that's what it is. So we're going to prime that for use and see what happens. I will laugh now if they attack, but anyway, we'll see. So also, let's see if we've got anything else we want to do to them. No, that's not what I wanted to do. We've got all these ones we've got that we can use. We can use some of these on them, and again it's basically because they're going to maybe attack or maybe not. We can reprime that and do it again if we want. In fact, we will. What was that called? I can't remember. Energy siphon. I think it's that one. Any of these might be useful actually, and like I said, when you get to that moment where it's all or nothing, you might as well use them. There's no point in holding back. Can we use this now? So now we've got this oh, well, that's just thoroughly irritating. So I actually did know this, but I forgot. If you have a Doomsday weapon, and it says it there in plain red writing, if you're a Doomsday weapon and you're fighting a war against players of the same tech, basically the same species as you, which you're going to do usually somewhere in this, depending on how many other AI players you are, it's ineffective. So that's really irritating. It doesn't mean you shouldn't use it. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, because again, you know, we could be at war with one or the other. But let me just check this in the diplomacy. Yeah, okay, so that's just annoying. And I didn't, well, I mean, when you start the game, you don't necessarily think you're going to use Doomsday technology and you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, in this game, 2 of the 3 AI are also assembly, so we can't basically use their Doomsday weapon against either of them. So that's just really sucky. I don't know why that is in this game. I've never thought about it because I've hardly ever used Doomsday weapons, but it seems a bit poor, really, because you'd think the Doomsday weapon is something that would be a major thing to be going for. That's how they kind of build it up. It's like a major thing to be doing in different places, and I don't see any reason really why that would be the case, that you can't use it against people with the same tech. I don't quite understand why that would be. I mean, if you've got a nuclear weapon and someone else has got a nuclear weapon, you can still fire it at them. I don't really understand why that would be. It doesn't really properly make sense, either in the context of sense in the game world or in the way the game is. It just doesn't make sense, because like you've seen here, we've got 2 out of 3 that we can't use it against. So that's annoying, and that's just, I don't know. Yeah. This game finds ways to frustrate you, shall we say. Okay, let's see what they're going to do. I think, and I've thought this before in different playthroughs I've done, and I think it now more because I'm thinking about it more. It's a lot of build up in this game. We're on turn 125, so an awful lot of build up in this game where you may not even know where the AI players are. So having said that you could fight them early, it takes a while to find them. You may not be able to find them straight away, and they may be well spread out depending on the size of map you're playing on and how many there are. So you may not have that option. And so apart from fighting the little NPC armies that are just dotted around the place, again, and they'll be strong early when you're early, so that would be a difficult army to fight early on. It's just basically busy work of building up your tech and your areas and your colonies, and that would be good. And they've pulled back again, haven't they? Oh my god. That would be good if the more later game was a bit more full on. If when people declared war, they actually had a war, and if you could use all your, build up your doomsday tech and use it and threaten people with it, that would be exciting. And if you could build up your armies and you could think of strategies where they could attack and you could attack them around the side, or you could spy on them or assassinate their leaders, and even the NPC faction where they just sit there and they declare war and don't do anything. So 125 turns of building up to this is annoying, and it's not because I'm being passive now, it's because, like I've said, there's not much I can do. I mean, I can't use doomsday tech against them apparently. If I use all my units, you can see the power of all my units, and bearing in mind there's a colony there with a backup army. If I attack all of those there, and we know they've got more because they had more a minute ago, so they've gone into the fog of war, we'd probably be equal. We probably lose quite a lot. They might win, we might win, but then they've got other armies, they just come and wipe us out, and we can't send any of our units off somewhere else to attack around here because we need all our armies in one place. So it's not because I'm being passive, it's because the way the game is not much else you can do, like I said, because of their overwhelming numbers, because of the fog of war, because you can't really fire weapons into other people's territories and things like that. It's frustrating, and I think the game will benefit from something a bit more dynamic happening when you get to the later stages. But anyway, maybe that's just me, but I don't think anyone would be really, satisfied with this thing where the AI armies just walk up and down and don't do anything, and you can't really do anything, so
Incoming communication.
Okay, she's insulted us. Well, I don't care. She's an arse because she's the one that backstabbed us before. So I don't really care. Actually, she's the one that's not the same tech as us. So we'll insult her back. Have that. In the general insult. Yeah, I do want to insult them. Actually. Have that. Because if they do declare war and us or we have a war with them, at least we can use our doomsday weapon against them. Just to show it in the video, really, not because of any other reason, because we're going to end up at war with everybody at the same time. Although, like I said, war in this game is a very open statement, because it doesn't really mean war. War doesn't mean war in this game. It means sitting around with lots of armies doing very little. We might as well build up a bit more here because we've got time, and we're expecting Abyssinia to attack us over here. And we've got the Cosmite. We've got loads of Cosmite now. And basically, you might have worked out from what I did with the Celia, the other AI player, is I'm just trying to get a resolution for something to happen now. It's got to that point where there's no point in just sitting here watching units moving up and down, and I just make more and they make more and no one does anything. Still not seen any real benefits to the Revelations DLC other than those anomalous sites. So yeah, that's another slight disappointment, because I was expecting maybe in the later game it to have some big impact, but I've not noticed any difference at all. And of course they've all gone back off their rafts back to the coast to have another big group hug, or maybe they have a party or something. So, and they sent that cool looking ship through to drop someone or pick somebody up, but why? What on earth is the point? And then someone's gone back on a raft, but why? So all I can really say, and I'm going to say this, having played a lot of these kind of games, like Stellaris and Total War, is that the AI in this game is kind of dumb or stupid or ridiculous, because in most games I've played like this, Stellaris, Total War games, the AI, when they get a war, they'll do what you'd expect them to do. They'll attack if they've got overwhelming numbers, they'll retreat if they're getting beaten, they'll go back and start making a new army, whatever. They do things that make complete sense to what you would do, same in Stellaris. But in this, the AI don't make any sense at all. It's not even that we declared war on them, so they're just defending, and they declare war on us, and they've got overwhelming numbers, and they can see into our area because that's not in fog of war, and they don't. You've seen it's just really bizarre. So we will keep see if we can make any more operations that we can use against people, just for the fun of it. Hey. No, we've got all these. We could infiltrate someone's operations centre. I've done that before. It sounds cooler than it ends up being, but we'll do that just in case there's something to do. But it shouldn't be at this stage of a game of 127 turns, and then when you're at war with one faction, the others don't like you, and you're at war with NPC factions, etc, etc. It shouldn't be that you kind of got this big bit of time where you've just got, let's think of something to do. It should be, you know, we're fighting, we need to get your units, oh my god, we need to quickly get that tech, oh my god, we need to quickly get back there. Not this kind of stalemate thing. And they've literally just all gone. If I hadn't played this game before many times to this stage, I would be flabbergasted. They've literally, all those loads of units that were just there on rafts, they were up and down, they were on our doorstep, they've literally just all gone again, back into the fog of war. And like I said, because the way this game is really irritating, because they don't have spies or assassins or diplomats that travel, so you can't see into the fog of war, you don't know where they've gone. And then therefore you can't really do anything about it, because there's no way we could send an army that way, because we've got no way of knowing if just literally there's a whole cluster of their army. So and I'm going to do that again. Yeah, some of them are there, but we know there's a lot more. Okay, so we've got some more tech, and we can keep doing this, but it's not really gonna benefit us, because we're just doing things for something to do. We've got an army there, but we're not really at war over here, and even if we are, they probably do the same thing. They'll just move up and down and look impressive. So we can't use our Doomsday weapon except if we fight with that Celia one, and we're not at war with them. We could declare war on them, but We don't have a line of sight into their cities properly. That one's in fog of war, so we don't have proper line of sight into anyone else's cities. So we'd have to think of a way to send an army or an army unit into their cities so we can see what they're doing, because we can't send spies, and if we send an army unit past their boundaries, they'll attack it straight away. So we don't really have the option to spy, other than through little operation things. Okay, let's do one of our little operation things.
Operations primed and ready.
Infiltrate Operations Centre, which is just on this. Let's infiltrate her Operations Centre because we've got a higher chance, and because. And you see, that's what it does. It's good, kind of, like it reduces. It would be good in the context of other things in the game that were also not here. So yes, we've reduced their defence, which is nice, and their non-covert special operations are revealed, which is nice. But what we really would want is something that would, reveal where all their cities are, or their armies, and the things that you do with spies in other games and things like that. So it's not really benefited us because doesn't change anything. So we'll set it up again and we'll do it, because like I said, we're just doing things. But we'll do it against someone we're at war with next time. But I must say, this is a level I'm used to on this game. This stage of this game, where I've done this before and I've kind of given up, because you've seen and you've heard. Okay, let's see what happens next. And all their armies have gone now. It looks like some are there maybe, but we can't see what they're doing there because we don't know. I think they may be fighting this NPC. Yeah, it looks like they killed some NPC. Actually, but we don't know. We've got no way of knowing what they're doing and why they're doing that, and is that a quest from somebody, and I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And of course, I'm assuming, and I think we can only see the armies that have come out of this area. So if they've got other armies that we've never seen, we won't be able to know if they're there or not. So and now we've got the other added problem, is because this AI player Claudius wasted so much time not having a war and just going out on rafts, boating and having fun. It means that now we've got to a stage where we're almost at war stage with everybody, and so if we did send all our army anywhere, we're going to have a war with somebody else straight away, and we just haven't got. We're building up. We're doing the most we can to keep all our colonies building armies and doing something, but that'll do. We'll build up a military centre. I think we're still building I kind of call it a happiness centre, because that's kind of what it's going to end up being. There's nothing else we could build there, so we might as well build another. Where's that flying one? Phase manipulator sounds cool. I thought we've made one of those. Let's make one of those. And we've still got one unit of low morale. Isn't that strange? That started, 20 turns ago, and I've got no idea why one individual unit would have low morale, or what would be the reason, or why they would have it and why it wouldn't change. Either they would have revolted or disbanded, or they'd be happy. I don't know. It's odd. Okay, oh look, they're all back. Yay. Okay, so they've all come back there. As we've seen many times already, that doesn't necessarily mean anything will happen at all. So for the sake of sanity, yours and mine, and for the sake of the game, what I'm going to do is I want to end this playthrough pretty soon. Let me just see what these. They want something, well they're not getting anything. I know I've got lots of Cosmite, but I don't care. They can be upset, they can be at war. Good, let's have a war with them as well. We don't care, because as you've seen with the spacers, they'll just sit there and do nothing. So who cares? We've researched more research facilities or upgrades. We might as well produce more. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll just run this on another turn maybe or two. But what I'll do is I will end up attacking them. Not because it's a tactic that I think is going to be successful. It might be successful in the short term, but as soon as we send an army there, they'll just send an army there or someone else will declare war. But it will bring an end to the stalemate, which needs to happen for many reasons. Let's see if it's... Oh yeah, we've got the operation we're going to do against...
Operations primed and ready.
Yes, where's that infiltrate operation centre? Let's infiltrate him because he's the one who's there. Defence is reduced by 4 versus their operations and so it's useful. And I think the problem is all these little things that we do, these little operations will be good, but at this stage of the game it just lacks a bit of excitement. Those things will be good in the context of there's a battle there, like I said, like in Total or like in Solaris, there's a battle here and one there, and we have to do that quickly, and we have to reinforce this and this. But because that's not happening, it doesn't have the same impact in what you're doing. So that's the problem. Okay, let's do one more turn on. Okay, they want to battle against one of the NPC factions. We don't care. And I'm not saying these diplomatic ways and other ways you can try and win as well, and you can just conquer lots of sectors earlier. These different things you can do, but in the context of what I'm saying, it's about the way the war and battles turn out. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's not other ways to possibly win. I'm saying that the battles and the war part, they lack something, and they lack something in all departments because you can't spy, you can't prepare, you can't really counterattack because of the way the game is, and they don't really, as you've seen, do anything. Okay, so we've built somebody there. We're building a war centre there, so we can't build anything else there quite yet. There we've built another unit which we will add to that there. The reason I'm doing that is because Celia's over here and the other NPC, so the other AI players over there, so I'm assuming at some point they'll want to start something as well. We might as well build another thing here. So there's 20 rounds remaining until score victory, which I assume is when the game tots up who's got the most points or the most sectors and and that's fine, it'll end the game, but it's not a very satisfactory end to a game, I don't think. You'd rather win it in game rather than win it by a score up at the end. Anyway, what else? We've got that there. We want to leave there to spy. I don't know if we can No, not that one. Yeah, so you see for the score victory, I knew it was somewhere, we are 4 for 4. So that's not very good. So we probably won't win on that level anyway. We've completed some of the things, so it's not that we haven't done anything towards it. I mean, again, if your plan in the game was to win by a score victory and you wanted to do that and you were concentrating on that, obviously you do different things that I didn't do. And that's fine, that's a valid way of winning, but I think this should be, I don't know, I think you'd want to win by, I don't know, by a victory in game, not by score at the end. And it makes it very hard, this game, to do that. Okay, one more turn on. I would say, like I said, I'd probably play this again at some point and do it when I try and be much more aggressive early with the NPC factions, because then you'll get more resources if you can wipe them out and take over their little bases. And also with the AI players, if I can find them. But I won't do a game playthrough where I do it as a planning to get a score victory, because it's not what I'd want to do in a game. It may be, it's a valid thing if people like that, but going through a tick list of things to build up a score, and it's not what I'd want to do in a game. It might be what I want to do in a very quick game, but not in a game where I've taken 131 turns. I don't want to do that in that kind of game, so that seems wasteful. What's that about? Everyone hates us. Look at that. Look at all these little faces. They all hate us. How lovely. It's nice to be universally hated. So like I said, I'm going to build up everything we can build up. And then next turn, or when I start again, we will do something. So there you go. That's a lot more of not a lot happening. All we discovered in this video today is that we can't attack anyone with our Doomsday weapon, although we spent lots of resources in doing it, other than the one AI player who's not the same tech as us, which is frustrating. The AI player we're at war with continue to do nothing, and in fact they've now retreated so far back we can't even really see any of their armies. So, no idea. The NPC factions that we were at war with, because we didn't give them what they wanted, have just done nothing, which is what they do. So what we're going to do is, I'll end this video now, and that's enough of being passive and waiting. We know we can't use a Doomsday weapon unless we want to use it against Celia, who we can't even see where her cities are, and you can only use Doomsday weapons against their colonies. And they're all inside Fog of War somewhere. So what we'll do is, in the next video, we'll be aggressive. We'll attack, whether it's the NPC factions or whether it's the AI player that we're at war with. We'll do something aggressive, and if it ends in disaster, which it probably will, well, it'll end this game, but at least something will have happened. So thanks for watching. Next time there will be war. From Guessagaingaming, take care.